presentation for sea salt.
Hi guys, I hope you guys are doing well. I'm also doing well. Um, this is my presentation for my growth journey with Sisalt and beyond. Um, Sisalt came at a very interesting time for me because I was fresh out of varsity, had no job. So I was very much unsure about a lot of things in my life. And I did sustainable development, which is not really a professional degree, it's more of a research degree. So I was very much like confused because I didn't get in for masters, couldn't find a supervisor, so I was confused like how will I do research, like how will I start making impact. And then an alumni from here, Tina, my cousin, told me like I should come here and check out the space. When I came here, it was sort of shocking to see that like these type of places exist, especially coming from someone like me. I did sustainable development, so these are the type of environments that we envision, like environments where people really grow and more of experiential learning environment rather than like traditional learning. So it was very much a nice surprise to see that like this type of environment exists. And when Malcolm said that like there is a space for me to join, like I did not even hesitate. I wanted in because I knew that like I could get value here. I was not sure what, but I knew that I could get some value here. So yeah, I started sea salt like in like the beginning of March, where I started sea salt. It started with having a meeting with Malcolm, discussing my sort of journey, like where am I from and what I envision my journey to be at the end of this program and beyond. It was a nice way to start because I learned coffee making, I learned communication skills. I was really exposed into more of soft skills and really like tangible skills like barista making, sandwich making, even leather making. So at the start of this program, it was really much me immersing myself into the services offered here for the students, and it was a nice process to really like get your hands dirty because I'm not someone that likes to do physical things at all. So it was nice to really start doing some physical things. Yes. So after I started the program, I also got introduced to the Blowback Rotary Club and Hillsong, which is like where it really ignited my passion for community work because um, through the program I was able to mentor kids in my community through the community crash that we have. It kind of is where so I was able to collaborate with the Rotary Club to run sanitary pads for the kids, which I've seen how much impact it has had in their lives as I live with them. So I get to see like how they receive our services, how they receive what we serve them, and how they take it forward. So it was very nice to really start doing some community work, to start volunteering and not expect anything in return. It was very nice. Got introduced into even what is this? Sanitary pads making. We ran clothing shops at my community, all giving back to the community. And that was really a good highlight for me because I'm not gonna say I'm a selfish person, but I'm selfish in this sense that like I want my goals to be achieved, I want my dreams to be achieved, but I forget that like I'm part of a community. So really sea salt really reintroduce that idea of sense of belonging in a community, like who you are in a community, how you impact a community, and how you move on with building yourself inside a community. Even the community of the students, it was very much interesting to like find my place within the whole setup of the students here at Sea Salt, because we're a very diverse age group, diverse personalities with like way different religious beliefs, even financial backgrounds. But what was very interesting was that we were so much rooted into the idea of community that people tolerated you, and I really appreciated that, because if we can't really tolerate ourselves, we are going to have different opinions on things, but tolerance is key, because if you tolerate each other, then we can give each other that breathing ground to be able to feel seen in this space. So it was very nice to be part of the Sea Salt community, the students themselves. Yes. So I also got introduced to Better House, which was where we also got more into social development, more into how do we as young people really take forward what we know, take forward what we have, what we can do, and start doing things that are for social good. This was very nice because we attended two workshops in the time that I was here, which is the first workshop was based on youth empowerment with diverse topics, people from SIDFA, which is a seed funding for small businesses, and people from like police and other community development workers were there. So that process helped me like gain knowledge that like there are very much so many organizations that are trying so much to bridge the gap of inequality, to bridge the gap of poverty, and really try to improve in their communities. And that really also motivated me to also be like, I can do something in my community, because if people are standing in front of me and testifying that like this is doable, like there was a lady that did not know what to do after varsity, went and volunteered at a library, and then from that, now she's a qualified librarian. So those success stories really motivated me to also know that, like, in my journey, maybe I will succeed. I don't know when, but at that point in time, I was really optimistic of the future, because there was something that was showing light, because what I believe in is that where you are, there should be some sign of light. There should be some sign of good to show that like this is a good omen, like you're in the right place. Because if nothing good is happening, then everything perishes. And it was also nice to really get involved and connect with the different people that were there at the youth empowerment workshop, different people with different levels of organizational leadership. And that was very interesting, because it enabled me to start forming connections that can really build to a long-term thing for me. Because from there I was able to meet Carmen, who is very much interested in youth development, and she aims to have youth lead diverse groups in her own organization. And when I told her about how I am passionate about sustainability, renewable energy, she was able to be like, I can help you here. I can do this. Like, if this happens, then this will happen. And that is really validating, because for most times, as a trans person, you don't feel seen by the community, or you don't even feel recognized. So when people recognize you, it's so nice because you feel seen, you feel valued, so you feel like you have something you can contribute. So that was a nice experience. And when we had the last workshop for GPV, she was also on the same level of networking, that like this can happen, and that was really nice for me because then I know that like people I meet in sea salt or I met here during my time in sea salt are really people that can impact my life, or people that are at least consistent and true to what they believe in. Because if Carmen can continue saying that, like, don't worry, I will arrange that meeting, it will happen. It doesn't matter when, because we all know that, like, there's bureaucracy, like, everything is very much structural when it comes to professional engagements. But just knowing that, like, people I meet here, I can trust that they can be able to have my best interest at heart, even if it won't happen now. I know that, like, should the chance be there, I will be considered. Should the chance be there, it will be available to me. And I don't believe I would have met those type of people anyway. Sea salt is the kind of breeding ground to find people that are really like-minded in being invested in changing young people's lives. Because I see it from Malcolm every day that, like, he wants to change young people's life, he wants to change my lives, and he wants to change everyone's life. So that was a very nice experience, just being part of a network that you know is very sincere and has high integrity. After that, well, I think I did a lot at Salt. I did a lot, but when I think about it, I was like, I did not do a lot. It's because also I have a lot going on emotionally, and I have not really been someone that's been kind to myself a lot. So I really tend to get inside my head, like, if something doesn't succeed or if something doesn't happen the way I want to, then I will trip because I'm used to things happening the way I want to. So it was been very nice to just be here and allow myself to make mistakes. So yeah, what I did after that, I went to a coding boot camp within code, which was also a nice experience, and it was very integral to my growth in sea salt because I'm not a person that really likes to branch out a lot, to take risks. So this was me being here, me having access to Wi-Fi and having access to opportunities. I was able to write tests and get this opportunity to go to the boot camp and represent myself. But what I didn't know was that through this experience, like when I left CISOT for that week, I was not attending. I felt a sense of pride being a student of sea salt because I felt I was also representing sea salt, as it also became part of my brand, being someone that's really highly confident, highly professionally focused, and highly aware of themselves. Because Malcolm always preaches that you must be aware of yourself, you must be aware of your strengths, you must be aware how certain situations make you feel, certain certain actions make you feel. So when I was there at the coding boot camp, I was able to handle myself at the highest regard I can. I was very friendly to people. I was very observant. I was very responsive. I was very I was very responsive, and I was very much accountable to who I am, which is something that Malcolm says a lot, that we are a brand, so you should be accountable to who you are as a brand. So it was even interesting for me because I'm someone that like is trans, so sometimes, especially when you're in a bootcamp situation, you don't want to show who you are because you feel like people don't want to see that part of you, but through doing this branding work, personal branding work of sea salt, I am comfortably saying that people can like they can chuck it if they don't want me, if they don't want to see me wearing a dress. Like I don't even want that job. I don't even want that opportunity if it's not going to accept me because I've gotten to a point where I'm comfortable of who I am and what I represent. And I believe that like if am to create impact, then it has to be from me because that's the best of my ability. Like Kamva best is a trans queen. She is not someone that is just non-binary. That is a trans person who represents trans pride. So if I can't be proud of who I am and represent who I am in my wearing, in my everything, then I don't need to be there because that situation is not really conducive for me. Well, within code, it really fell through for me because it's a very tough, vigorous process. But even though it fell through for me, the conversations I had there, they were actually very powerful. And what was even more powerful was that someone said there that like what's important is that you show up and you don't have regrets. And even when I received that rejection letter, I didn't have a regret because I know I showed up. Like I put my best foot forward when I was there. So I cannot have regrets. Like I did not say I did not pitch up. Like I did not fail myself what I'm trying to say. Like that was really a high trajectory for me because I was able to accept that defeat very gracefully and I was able to be very calm and not get into my head because I can get into my head when things like that happen. But this time around, I was very mature about it. I was very calm and I just knew that like I have this community behind me, and this community won't desert me like this opportunity has done now. So I was really ready for what's next. Like even my friend from there, when they asked me how did it go, I was like, it did not go well, but I'm just ready for whatever's next. And that was really life changing to get to that point in life where you do not beat yourself up about every little thing that goes wrong in your life, but you can really go on and move on with it. And that is really nice because I'm not an emotional wreck as I was at first. And I understand that like time can really heal. So after that, me and Malcolm and others from here, we went to the Cisco Networking Academy at Atlantis. And I do want to say that I appreciate Malcolm for this because Malcolm really takes time to use his own transport money, his own petrol to really enable us to travel to access these kind of opportunities because it was my first time going to even that side of town, first time going to Atlantis, and I walked away with something this time around. I walked away with a certificate. It was very nice because yes, that validation that like you can successfully complete something, and that validation that like you did it, like you can apply. When I apply for jobs, I can definitely include it, especially when it has to do with digital marketing. So it was really nice to have a mentor because to be truthful in my life, I've never really had a mentor. Like I'm more of an independent person, but now I see the value of a mentor because I see the value of the impact Malcolm has had in my life as a mentor. So I want to say thank you, Malcolm, for really helping us travel there, arrive there, do what needed to be done, and then come back because it really is life changing. Like the small wins really keep us going because when you don't have a job, you don't really have something concrete going on. You don't even have the power to even wake up. It gets sad because you get depressed. You get depressed. And it just becomes a whole life cycle of just drinking alcohol, being subjected to your surroundings, subjected to domestic abuse, because trust me, your family will hate you when you're not bringing in money most times. Like they can only tolerate you so long. Like things can happen, guys, when you're not. But having just that place where you know that you can go there, you can push for your own future. Like this place doesn't really have boundaries. Like it doesn't judge you for not having a job. It doesn't judge you for not really having it figured out in life. It has been really nice for me. So after that, when we went to the Killarney International Raceway, which was also a very interesting experience for me because I love experiences. I feel like life is also about experiencing different things. So when we went there, we really got exposed into the digital marketing world, like how social media marketing really works, like on the backside of things, which was very interesting because we got to create digital content for the digital marketing team for Lime Properties and Killarney Raceway, which was very nice because that process one, it really showed me how different communities live, which is something that as an aspiring social scientist is always gonna be something that I want to see. Like I want to see how the racing community lives, like how they do things. I want to see how we do things. I want to see how other people do things. So it was really nice to really see how other communities live. But what was also nice was that I got to see how a workplace can really be structured like in a different way, because from my idea I only had like workplace offices, then that's it. But when I saw there we had they had a bomber, it was very much a different experience from what I would consider a workplace. But the seriousness was there, the ethic was there. So it was really nice to see how different workplaces really function, and it really helped me to know like professionally what do I prefer, like what do I want to be like in which offices do I want to be in, work environments, because sometimes when we just pray anything comes, but when there's more clarity in your journey of life, what you want, then it's much more better, which is why I feel like Killarney International was just so monumental, because I just got to be in this job shadowing position place and just immerse myself in this experience. And it was nice because it was a very nice experience, but I was really seeing like how workplaces were, and it was not that fun, but it's a workplace, so you get to see different things, you get to see how colleagues interact with each other, you get to just be. And I feel like that's a very important thing for me, because I'm a trans person. Sometimes I cannot just be, I have to be what people think I should be, which is not what I am. So it was very nice. From that, then I got to like through like sea salt. There was a lot of internet access, which is something that I valued. I got to like apply a lot of things, hoping that something sticks. Something has not stuck yet, but I'm also very kind to myself, like because I know if there's one thing I don't want something that's not meant for me, because it's gonna make me more miserable. And I've done so much emotional growth in so that I don't want to have to double back a lot, because I'm so emotionally strong from this experience. I don't need an employer that will literally break me down, because I will react. Not in a nice way. So I entered a competition, a pageant. So entered a pageant. Luckily, I made it to the finals of the pageant, and I am so ready. You know, I'm so ready because I'm just ready to showcase the growth that I've had in sea salt, because I have not shared this with anyone. Like I've applied for that pageant for like 3 years, 3 years. So I have been applying there, but they just don't want someone that's just applying, like just doing pageantry. They want someone that does pageantry for a purpose. And I found my purpose through this salt, through this community work, through this creating impact in my community, existing loudly in my community. They were able to recognize me as a finalist because they see that value in community work, they see that value in service work. So that would not have happened if I had not engaged with Sisol because I was not volunteering before Sisol. I was, I, guys, sometimes volunteering is hard, but Sisol really showed me that like you can get something from it because if you can get recognized for something, then that's something good. The papers don't lie. It is true. So that was very nice. It's a validation of the growth I've had here, of how empowered I am from this experience of Sisalt and how empowering I am because now I can inspire others. Like from where I live in my community, whenever I'm going in, the kids are always running to hug me because they recognize me as their teacher, they recognize me as their elder, they recognize me as someone that's impactful in their life because I've made that impact in their life. Like they know if they want something from me, especially if it's something that has to do with education, like I'm that go to. It's really nice because that wouldn't have happened because as much as I hate to say it, when it comes to trans people, we are living in communities where people hate us, where people don't really see our us as us. Like my friend the day before yesterday was stoned near a stadium in her community and she was just walking. She was doing nothing. So it's very important for me to get that validation, especially when I'm doing something, they're receiving it. So I'm really empowered and I feel empowering to them to be like that. Like trans people don't have to be something that you have a phobia for. Like you can really immerse yourself. So this experience was very nice for me. Um, so coming to what I've learned in sea salt. In sea salt, I've learned the power of consistency and volunteering. If I tell you, it was hard to be consistent for me, guys. I had to walk 3+ kilometers every day to come here, and it was not tiring. It was not tiring because I'm a person that has studied like all my life. Like I've had to work all my life. It's fine. But just that consistency of waking up, preparing to come every day, knowing that you're not getting a paycheck at the end of the month, knowing that you're just there for yourself, that is something that's powerful because when we started, we don't really show up for ourselves. Like I've been in varsity, I was partying in varsity like crazy. Like we we're giving more into the vibe than to the books. So this experience just taught me that self-discipline of you have to do things for yourself more than you do things for fun, which is something that I learned through Sisal because I had to be here each and every week. It was hard to keep up. Like people from my community when they come, they're like, "Ah, you're still going to that school and no, I went." And I'm like, guys, it's fine. Because I know I'm doing it for myself. And that just that consistency is something that I've developed through sea salt and I'm very grateful for it because it was not gonna come easy if I just had to be consistent at a job. Like waking up every day 8 to 5, I was not gonna make it. But now I know I've had an 8 to 5 even before I didn't have a job. So I have some way I can work around it. And also there's a lot of volunteering here, the power of service, it's something that was very interesting for me. It was very interesting. It was very life changing because I'm in the pageantry world now. Because of it, I have more self respect, more self dignity because of it. Because people see the impact that I have in their life and they appreciate it. And I can tell you, it is nice when people appreciate you. It is also nice because it's that validation that, like, at the end of the day, you're human. Before you anything else, you are human and you are contributing to humanity, which is something that really grew on me from here. Because before here, I've only volunteered in equal education here and there, but here we were very much full on how do we deal with the kids, like how do we organize transport for kids, how do we do this, how it was very much a lot of volunteering, but I'm very grateful for it because it has ignited that understanding that, like, community has to be built. Like, it can't just be community. It has to be built. It needs everyone to be in. It really needs everyone to be in. So, secondly, I've also learned that growth is not linear. This is a very interesting process for me because I know growth is not linear from my studies, but when there's a lot that you have to fulfill. You put so much pressure on yourself because I'm 25 years old now. I'm like, some of my peers, they are doctors now. They're earning like really good money. I had been putting so much pressure to myself to just crack it. But through this process, I was really able to, like, really take a step back and really slow things down for myself, for the emotional growth that I need to make to be prepared for the next step. Because if I don't make the emotional growth, then I will crumble. So through this process, I was really able to really take a step back, focus on getting some soft skills, focus on really starting at the basics. I never thought I would be making coffee in my life, guys. If you I'm not that type of person. I never thought I would be, but now I can tell you guys, I can make coffee. And it is nice to know you can do something, even if you're not particularly passionate for doing it, but I can do it. And that's a nice thing because no one can take away that skill from me. So it was nice to really slow down, start to gain the small skills. Like, I never thought I would be proud of just achieving something, but now I'm very proud because I know it contributes to the long term process. It contributes to me being the best version of myself into my brand because now I understand that I am a brand and a brand needs like a lot of things to build for it. Like, I know I have very, like, if someone comes to me and says they have an opportunity now, I will not judge them just because of this not $1 million opportunity. Now I know that, like, things start from small, from scratch, and each step counts. Like, that's the most important process. Like, we did a lot at Sea Salt. We had to even manage the cafe, which was a very interesting process. But it also made me grow because I also learned some blind spots about myself, about who I am, about how I can grow. Yes. And thirdly, I really learned on how to find my voice here in Sea Salt because I do believe I have a voice, but I didn't really have the necessary tools to know how I can really exercise my voice. But through the connections that I've met in Sisalt, I've really grown. Like, I know people that can really connect me to the things that I need. And that's what has been so inspiring. Like, I'm able to talk for myself and go up to people and be like, yo, I need this. And I'm okay with them saying no because I've grown so much here and I have a voice here and I feel like my voice is valid. Like, Sisal has really been so much emotional growth for me trusting myself because I have to do these things. Like Malcolm will put you in an uncomfortable position. And I'm like, I'm not interested. But I'm like, I don't want to disappoint him because he's a mentor. So I am going to do it. And then I find value in doing it because you grow when you really start representing yourself as who you are. And most importantly, I'm sure I've said this a couple of times, like you become okay when people reject you for you who you are. And it's something that I was not okay with. Like before coming here, if you mispronounced me once, I was not talking to you ever again. I'm like, that one, I will not. But now I am more comfortable in my own skin that like, it's fine, whatever. Like, it's not impacting me. Like, I have my own voice and I'm so solid in who I am. Like, I don't need validation from others. So that was very much important for me. And it really helped me find like my drag expression, like on who I am, because existing in a community as a trans persona, you don't really find who you are easily, especially if you don't have a supportive family. But through this experience, I've learned that like I am a person that's not only trans, but I'm a person that can make impact, that can really motivate others to do good, to be good, that can really connect people with others, that has value in their community. And that's an expression I take with me even after I come here. Like I won't see a problem in my community and feel like I will not fix it. I cannot fix it. Like now when I see a problem in my community or wherever I am, I feel like I have the power to fix it. I feel like I have the power to do something about it. And it's a very important place to be in because now I know the power that I have. And I know that that power can really change my life. And I plan into using more of it. Because of the salt, I've really grown in my confidence. Yes. Fourthly, finally, I've also learned that like emotional resilience matters as much as skill. This salt has been a very much huge emotional roller coaster for me. When I started here, I got a scar in the first week. It was very traumatic. Like I've never been so traumatized, guys. It was very traumatic, and I had to pick myself up and come here because my aunt was like, when you are going to school, and I'm like, this girl, I'm not in the mood. But when I came here, and Malcolm, the first thing Malcolm said to me was like, you were not your yesterday's mistake. I was very transfixed at that moment because I'm like, what? Can he see me? Like, can he see that, like, I'm just a person that made a mistake, but I have so much more that I still need to do in life. Like, I can't dwell on my mistakes because I get so much in my head that, like, if something goes wrong, then I can't do anything. Like, I'm that person, I'm so much of a strategist that, like, if something goes wrong in the system, I'm like, it's not gonna work, guys. So it was very nice to just be in a space where I can be emotionally vulnerable, but I can also grow because I know that I will not be just like empathy exists within the space, and empathy is really much a great place to be for me. So emotional resilience has really been a huge win for me through this process because I know now how I feel matters and how I feel I'm in control of how I feel, not the other person. I am much more in control of how I feel, and I can control on how I react in things rather than just letting people walk all over me or make me feel sad. Um, so for me, what's next now? For me, what's next now is continuing doing job applications because I feel like joblessness fatigue really demotivates you. But through this process, I've really learned to be strong because I know that like I have this support system and I know I have a place that doesn't really judge me or sees me as someone invaluable just because of I don't have a job. Like I am valuable with or without a job. So I really feel like now I can continue doing job applications very much freely, very much comfortably because I know that like I can grow. Like each no is not the end of the world. So I'll just have to keep on pushing until I get that something that will stick. Like my confidence has really been boosted and the fatigue is still there, but I can control it. You know when you jog and then you jog, you're like, let me just try and beat this fatigue. Let me go 2 more meters, I'll beat this fatigue, and you actually beat it. So that's how I'm feeling now. I'm like, I cannot stop applying. I can just go maybe 2 more jobs, maybe the next one will be the one for me, and it's a good place for me to be in because I don't need to give up on myself right now. Like this is the time where I have to trust myself even more that I can really get a good job for myself. I also plan on collaborating more with Carmen and the empowering youth group because that is such a good connection, that is such a good community that is formed part of Sea Salt, that is about growing young people's lives. And through my acts of service here, I've seen that like I'm really passionate about creating impact. So I plan to collaborate more. I plan to be more visible, to be more in sync with whatever is happening with the common and empowering youth group connection. Thirdly, I plan to lead their sustainability and climate change portfolio because I feel like it will be much more of a place where I can make the most impact as a young sustainability graduate. So I do plan on leading their sustainability and climate change portfolio and create impact there because I feel like I am very much powerful and I can create change. It's just that the opportunity has to be there, and this is one of the opportunity I plan to utilize to create that change as a change agent. Fourthly, I prepare and attend the finals of the competition, which will be held in December. I prepare to do that, and I prepare to win and share my talents because I've grown so much in my time here in Sisol. Like I don't have stage fright because stage fright is something I have, but now I feel like I don't have stage fright. So I feel like I can really prepare for that competition. I can prepare with people from sea salt and really start to like make sure that I'm the best version of myself and the best representation of myself for the finals. And then fourthly, I also want to showcase that growth that I've been having, showcase that growth, share that growth through LinkedIn, share that growth through my community, share that growth through pageantry, just share that growth of who I am because I feel like I have always been proud of Kamva pre-sea salt, but I just feel like Kamva after sea salt is just so powerful that like I just can't keep to myself. Like I'm a very private person, like most times my socials are private, everything is private. But now everything is public because I know that like I've made so much growth that like I have so much within me that it deserves to be shared because there's just so much change that I can do in life. Yes. So in closing, I would like to say that my growth is rooted in service, in salt. The act of service that I've had to do here, the act of service I've had to do to myself in this process because sea salt is one place where I've just had to contribute and nurture who I am as a person, and that has been so much life changing because I'm so content with who I am now. I may not be content with like the position I am in life because I don't have a job, but I am content with who I am. And I am optimistic that I can do much more with who I am now. And I believe now that my future is shaped by purpose, and that purpose is to lead empathetically. That purpose is to lead sustainably and to create sustainable impact. And through this process of sea salt, I've also just learned to be comfortable with the fact that sometimes you don't have to define everything now, but things will fall into place, especially if you put yourself in the right places and you grab the right opportunities. Because Malcolm always says that grab the opportunities I give you, grab the opportunities that are there because they are really life changing for you. Yes. So just a bit photos from my journey from here. It's not a lot of them. So this is a photo for the advertisement that we're trying to make, which is very nice because we really did a lot of digital marketing presentations here. It was nice to just get to like teach yourself how can you do that, how can you start learning how to take photographs. Like this picture is a picture that I took of me. So it was really nice to like learn different skills and just dibble and dabble in different things because I didn't get to do a lot of that in my life. So I really feel like Sisal really felt that inner childhood of me starting to experience and not really feeling like I have to hide in a corner just because of the way I am. Yes, I also took this photo. Yes, so we're doing a lot of advertisements. It was a lot of soft skills growth, but it was a lot of emotional skills growth because I'm not someone that really interacts with people, but here I was very much interactive. We're doing jewelry making, shoe fixing. There was just a lot of things that were going on in Seasalt, and that has just been the highlight for me. Like now I know I can just dabble and dabble in anything. Like I'm not that scared little girl that will hide in the corner and not take on new opportunities. Like people were making bags. It was also really nice to see other people in their element because when you meet people, you just think you know people. But when you see people in their element, see what they like, what they don't like, which is something that I really got a lot of here, then you enjoy it more. You enjoy the process more. And also, there was a lot of community development, a lot of working with children, selling clothes, sanitary pads. It was very much a nice experience because all these people know me, but they don't just know me as kamva. They know me as kamva who can make impact. They know me as kamva who's really impactful in their life, and that's really life changing for me because now I can find value in who I am because I know that like I can do better. I can do better for myself and I can do better for others. Yes, and just meeting people here, like we did a lot here, did a lot. This is Anati. Like I've met a lot of cool people here. Met a lot of cool people. It was nice because I'm not a person that really interacts with a lot of people. But through this process I was able to come out of that shell of interacting with diverse people and really seeing people for who they are, which is a nice thing. Yes. What was also nice was Ethan teaching me about like how to really start preparing for the pageant finals, like how to start doing a proper walk. So what is also nice for me is that the people that are here, the network that you form here, it's a network that's really life changing because I would have not gotten free lessons from someone who's done modeling before if I was not a seasalt. And that's a skill that I will take forever because now I can walk better. And that's because of Ethan. And it's because Ethan was here in seasalt. So as much as sometimes I don't want to appreciate the students that are here, they are very helpful in the process. Also, they make the process very easy. They make the process more enjoyable. And they just add to whatever you need and that's the best part about it. Yes. And yes, it was just so nice to meet everyone here, me with my girl. Everyone's just been so warm. I can say everyone is warm, and I'm not a warm person, so it was so nice to just get some of that warmth so now I can melt and become warmer. This process has just been a very fulfilling process emotionally, and this is like how I feel all the time when I'm here because I cannot help but smile because there's just a lot of good happening, even if it's not good directed at you, but there's a lot of good happening, and that's a good thing because we're all humans, we all deserve to experience good things, and we all deserve to be in environments where good things happen, and that's why I love Sisot. Like, I would recommend Sisot to anyone because I know you have a good experience. There's something good you will find there. If it's not for you, it's for someone else, but you will be happy because something good is happening. This talk has really been nice. And lastly, I'd just like to say thank you to Tina, the person who invited me, because she was really someone that really made me take that leap of faith to come to Dunning, to change geographic locations, to just be here. So it was really nice for her to do that for me. And I also want to say thank you for Malcolm, to Malcolm, because Malcolm, you've really been a pillar of strength for a lot of us. Like, you go above and beyond, and we really see it. Like, we might not say it as much, especially me, because I don't like saying things a lot, but I really see it because the numbers, you don't lie. Like, there's a lot of people you've helped here. You've helped me. Like, when I come here, I know I can trust you that you can do this. Like, I know when I come to you with a problem, I know you can try to solve it. I know you will not give me no for an answer. I know that, like, you want what's best for people. So thank you for just allowing me to immerse in this experience of sea salt education experience and just helping me grow professionally because I feel like I've grown so much professionally. I feel like I'm ready to just represent myself comfortably, strong, and very confident in who I am. And it was not gonna happen. Like, after CISOL, whichever job I'm gonna be, I'm not gonna be this shy person the first day who's hiding in the corner, not doing anything, like just scared to just even speak. Like, I'll be strong, I'll be very confident because I know myself, I know how much emotional growth I've had to be to arrive to this point. So thank you. Like, thank you from the bottom of my heart just for this process, just for everything, just for being there. And I'm not a person that likes male people a lot. Like, they're not my, they're not my favorite gender, but I do want to say thank you for everything because you've just shown that, like, the phrase "not all men" is very important because some men really are good. Like, you are good. You are good. So thank you for being good. Thank you.
Cool. Awesome. Any questions?
I have questions.
All right, so I've got a couple that I'd just like to ask. So, what has been your biggest struggle that you found of actually being here?
For me, my biggest struggle for being here, if I'm being completely honest, like, where I'm at in life, I don't really have a lot of resources. So what my biggest struggle for being here was just not having a phone. So sometimes I hear messages late, or I cannot really say when I cannot pitch up for something. So just having that resource constraint was just the biggest struggle because the system, when I'm here, like I know at least I have a PC to work on if I needed that. But when I'm outside here, I don't have anything. Like I can't even touch base with you if I needed advice on anything. So my biggest struggle for me has to definitely be the resources. Like financially, I'm not really in a good place. So that has just been my biggest struggle, just having that financial support, resource support, which is something that's external, not when I'm here in CISO, which is why I appreciated this process even more because when I'm here, I know that at least I won't even like I don't have to complain about data because there is Wi-Fi here. So I have to do the job application. I have to do things. So yeah, that was my biggest struggle.
I think for me, one of the biggest takeaways that that I've observed, so much of when you started, you had a victim mentality, that everything was happening to you. And a big part of that, it's about who you are. It's about how you perceived a lot of people viewing you, things like that, and that creates this victim mentality of it's always happening to me. It's this and this. But I think what I've seen that you've stepped into is that you have not blamed, you have not taken that victim mentality now. You are now being the hero of your own story. And that's a big shift that I think you've actually done in that process. I think before you blamed things because of who you were. Now you can change things because of who you are. And that makes a big difference, just that little mindset. So well done, I think, in terms of that. Any other questions?
Lewis said he had,
Lewis?
but he's gone. Custom.
Okay. Cool. You have broken the record, just by the way. So for someone so nervous about speaking, you have been speaking now for 57 minutes. So well done. Question. Yes. Lewis is here.
How was your first day?
My first day here, it was very fun.
Fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you were not sitting at the corner shying. Okay, never mind. So, was everyone welcoming? Did everyone accept the way you are, or you experienced a different case here? I'm checking the thing that you are trans, and then what do you think everyone felt when they are around you?
I don't know. If they were uncomfortable, they didn't show it.
Or they didn't show it?
Yes. And that's why I said this space has a lot of tolerance, which is something that I appreciate because we are gonna have differences as people. Like it's that thing of unreal othering. Like you other something that you're not, even if you don't recognize it. But when you tolerate people, then you don't do it all the time, like othering another person just because of they're not like you. You can be able to tolerate and know that this person is like this. I must work according to these boundaries for them.
Oh, okay, that's nice. That's nice.
I think I had a question.
I didn't get what's the way forward? Just last time.
My way forward is to continue doing job applications,
Okay.
And then continue into pageantry, but also with the sustainability side of the youth.
Oh yes, I was gonna ask about that also. The degree.
So, a big part of present right now, if you win, you have to continue doing, basically giving back to the community, right? Do you think you are now able to, even if you ever work, still continuing giving back to the community?
Yes, because I think that like what I've learned on the acts of service is that it doesn't really take much for you to do. Like yeah, it really doesn't take much for you to do because we complain a lot when we have to give back, but now I know that like you just have to pitch up and help whatever. So I'm more experienced into community service that I know that I don't have to create this gigantic event to do something. Like I can just help where someone is helping and also contribute. So I know my contribution matters. So I will definitely take that. Even if I do some work, I can contribute. If I get a good job, why not even give back to sea salt? Like those type of things, like giving back, contributing, they are important. I've learned that.
Okay, nice. Define kamva outside sea salt.
Oh, conversation outside sea salt.
Yes. Actually, let me phrase it this way. You can maybe give us a differentiate kamva before sea salt and after sea salt, but also including kamva in sea salt, you being here with us and you being out there, without us, without Malcolm, just you by yourself as kamva.
Okay, I'm not sure if I can.
Who are you when you go home?
Who are you?
Okay. Okay.
Come first.
So, before the salt, I was very much. I'm not sure if it's the right word to use erratic, right? I was very much not shy, but also not hugely confident. Like very much in my feels about everything. But now beyond the salt, like that is a game changer, because I'm very much aware of the power I possess, and it's something that I don't know why it took so long for me to get it, because people have always told me that like, you say there's so much potential, but I'm like, it's fine. But now I've seen how much potential I've had, because in these 3 months I've done things like 6, 7 things, and that would have not happened if I was not in CISO. So I know I can be consistent. I know I can really pitch up. Like I know I can do things. So I'm definitely much more confident outside CISO now. Like even when I walk in the street, like I'm so comfortable. But this is the honest truth. This is the honest truth. Like I'm very much more confident. I'm very more confident.
I think it's not that it's not care about you. I think it's that I don't care what you think of me.
Yes.
That's the interpretation of it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, cool. We're gonna end it there because Calvin, Sean, and myself, and maybe Lewis have to get going. So well done, Kamva. I think a job well done. For the final graduation, you're going to have to cut down your 1 hour speech into 2 minutes. So, good luck.
Even listening, the student is not finished. I'm like,